Within the months of time I was taking to edit all my Fire Emblem Cipher videos, I actually bought a binder to store all of my cards. I also got some sleeves off Boxing Day, and I've begun organizing my cards. I haven't finished yet, but I'll show you my progress so far. Alright, so this is the binder I got, Vault X, and it holds 360 spots, so since I got about 180 cards around this time, this should cover about like 2 trips to Japan. That was my logic in buying this binder. But anyway, let's go ahead and rip this open. Well, not really rip. Let's definitely not do that, actually. Let's just kind of slide it. It's got a nice little thing. It's kind of awkward to do this one-handed. Before, I would always be very careful, gentle, with 2 hands. But I can't film otherwise. Okay, so this is my first page. And this is where pretty much all my legends are. My favorite 9 cards. And Kiria, you guys know I pulled her. She didn't come in a sleeve, so I kind of replaced an other card's sleeve and gave it to her. But I recently just bought some new sleeves, so I'll be able to sleeve some non-sleeved cards yet. But this is my golden 9, probably my 9 most prized possessions here. In the very center, we got Kana with her signature, very rare card. We also got some other favorites: Edward, Sayuri, Soren, Cordelia, Azura for sure, and then some other really cool bangers. You know, Kiria, Elise, Corin also look great. And so yeah, this is like my opening, what I would show off in terms of what I think are my coolest 9 in the deck. And basically, I put my most valuable for each page in the center. And then I try to theme it so that the colors kind of have some nice contrast next to each other. So that way they don't all look too similar on the same page. So yeah, that's my first page. And I'll kind of just be going over what my thought process was for each one of these pages. But again, incomplete. But that page is all complete. Opening up here, we got the 3 houses page. And it's a very nice page. Very straightforward, you know, all 3 houses characters. I don't have too many 3 houses cards, so it's nice that we can fit most of them onto the same page, but also a little sad because, you know, that means we don't have that much 3 houses. We got some others around there, but these are like my 9 highlights. Anyway, leading off at the top, we got the 3 house leaders. Very straightforward, right? Edgar, Dimitri, Claude in their R rarity forms. Look great, look great. Honestly, all 3 look very flashy in their own ways, and I think it's just poetic that this binder has 3 spots for us to be able to fit characters like this. Like, the number of pages, or the number of card slots available for each page kind of worked out really nicely for me when designing, like, the organization of these cards. Got kind of main characters here. Main character syndrome. Byleth and the 3, and then his dad, who is still alive, which is nice. And then I couldn't find the other members of other houses, but I found 3 golden deer. Funnily enough, Raphael, Leone, Lawrence. So, yeah, we got 3 golden deer there. Why not, right? And yeah, this page is pretty much all complete. In the future, if I get more 3 houses, I mean, I guess I could modify that. But for now, like, this is as good as it's gonna get, I think. Okay, and this is where I kind of left off with some I guess, busy work. So all of these sleeves came in like with a price tag, saying how much they were worth. I haven't ripped them all off yet. For the first 2 pages I did, but starting from here on out, like, is where I start to not have ripped them all out. So again, this is kind of a work in progress. I'll be doing this in the future. But anyway, this page, you can see this. Can you kind of guess what the vibe for this page is going to be? Yeah, it's dark people who look like they're about to kill you, but in a really cool way. We got 3 dark characters, so 2 dark mages and a Gunter from Fates here, who's fallen. Got 3 Talius in the middle, very nice. I really love these 3. I think it's so nice how they lined up very nicely. And Zelgius, Ashera, and Kurth also look great. Hey, wait, that's not Kurth Naga. What's his name again? Deginsia, sorry. And then we got 3 kind of a little bit misfits. I mean, we got 2 Fates. Also look very dark with the purple scheme. I think the purple here coloring just made me really want to put these 3 next to each other. Purple, 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 right? and kind of gets the purple centered around this. And Konya on the right here, also very dark, hopefully distant enough from Gerald over there. But yeah, I again, the colors just look great. It's a very purpley black, bluish kind of page, so you definitely get the dark mage or dark characters vibe from this. Alright, this tripod's a lot heavier than I expected. Alright, next, on the left here, can you guys guess what this one would be? The theme of this one? If you guessed cutesy and happy, you're right. That's the theme of the page on the left over here. We got cutesy Lilina, cutesy Hector, Ophelia, Sharena in her bright form. Perry again, I thought looked very cute. Not super R here, but still, I liked her color scheme, and Midori as well. So got kind of cute layer going on here. I think Eleanor is the standout here, so I put her in the center for sure. And then some kind of festival cards here with Seluf, Roy Lalina, and Kana. I mean, not really a festival here, but still cute nonetheless. So a very cutesy page here. That's the vibe we went with. Still some unsleeved cards, so I'll have to sleeve those in the future. Alright, next up we have this batch 9. Can you guess what this one is? These are kind of like the really cool looking determined fighters. And then I guess Lara Shell. She just looked really flashy, so I put her here. But she's more happy. Everyone else is like, grrr, and she's like smiling through it. Lucina looks really cool, telling us that we're ready to die. We got 2 Lucinas actually really in this batch, I think. Oh yeah, this is the one where she tells us that we're gonna die. She's the centerpiece, and then we got Ike also looking really cool, and Marth over here as well. Alencia, Sumia. I kind of spread out the Tellius characters in this case because I thought it would be cool. I like that we pulled one of the characters here too, so it's kind of like a mix and match of characters I pulled and characters that I actually bought. And Robin, I think Robin looks really cool here too. Didn't talk about this too much in the past, but the artwork is very unique. It's like, it feels more sketch-like, but also, I don't know. And this one, it's like kind of Doctor Strange vibes. Alright, next batch. This one's really hard to predict. But this batch of 9 are essentially characters that I really enjoy and I used in my playthroughs. And they're not necessarily like the most flashy cards in the world. I mean, Naomi I think is pretty flashy looking, so I put her in the center here. But Stefan, Edelgard, Soren, Sayri, I mean they're cool looking cards, but I wouldn't say they're like the flashiest, and they all have like more flashy variants that I have in this binder. Besides Stefan, I guess. I wasn't really sure who this guy was, but maybe we'll use him when playing Shadow Dragon. Also got Azura, Felicia, Kagero, so we got some face in the bottom here. Again, characters I enjoy, but not the most flashy in the world. I guess Naomi is pretty flashy. All characters I used in my first playthrough of those games though. Besides, again, the Shadow Dragon dude. Next page. It's kind of similar to the one before even, where it's a mix of characters that I'd use on my first playthrough again. Actually, not necessarily. Because Ileana I didn't use on my first playthrough. I'd say these are more so characters that I just really like. And that are probably in my favorite in terms of each team for each game. Penta in the center, most flashy card. So this deck in 18 on these 2 pages is kind of all together. We got the 2 flashiest cards in my opinion on the center there. Got a Crom, Robin, surrounding Pent, his warriors. Hannah, Camilla, Sayri. So quite a number of Sayris, more than I'd expect honestly. She's not the most, I guess, popular character in my opinion. And yeah, Rochi and Azura. Again, a mix of characters I pulled and bought. And here we got a lot of R rarity characters on the left here. All characters that are kind of like that second tier characters that I enjoy. So like probably not my first team, like my first team of characters in a playthrough where I'd be like, these are my favorites. I gotta use them every playthrough. These are characters like I'd be like, okay, yeah, I think I'll consider using them. They're like a sub. You know, I enjoy them. They're fun, but not my first picks probably. Gregor, Gaius both fall into that. Deke I've actually never used, but he looked really cool, and I think he's just a cool character in general. Or sorry, not Deke, Garrick. I always mix up those names. Alpha and Sharena next to each other, very nice. Looking nice and happy. And third anniversary on Alphonse, which is pretty cool. Obro, I don't know if I like Obro very much. I'm playing through Birthright right now, but at least her card's cool. Lucia is super cool. Alphonse again, and Robin. Yeah, honestly, Robin, even though I quite like Robin, I don't think this card is as flashy as the ones on the previous pages, so I put him down here. And we put Sharena in the center here. I don't really want to put two an Alphonse in the center. It would probably be Sharena or Gregor. I think Sharena is probably just a bit more colorful. Obviously, like, the colors are going to be a bit more clear when I rip off these price tags in the future, which I'll need to get around to. Next batch of 9. Kind of a mix here. But essentially determined fighters that look really cool. Marina, Quan, Xander, all looking really cool. Some intensity here in the middle, especially from Basilio, but Erica also looking good. Cool with her in the centerpiece. But honestly, all three could certainly be centerpiece. If he was R rarity, this would be like a really, really cool card. Because this is N rarity, it's like normal. And then we got Kanegas, Oliver, and Grail. I was considering putting Kanegas in the center, but I kind of wanted this Talius at the bottom, and then Erica is like equally flashy as Kanegas in my opinion. Quan's pretty flashy too, but I don't like her or him as much as I like Erica, so that's why Erica went here. Alright, here we have a bit of a gap. It's because I haven't figured out what exactly I want to put here yet. Nothing really fit, but essentially this is what I have so far. So similar to before, they're like cool looking characters, but not necessarily characters that I would use or my favorite characters in a playthrough. Like Jacob looks really cool. This card I think looks super sick. I think this is Seliph, I think? Could be, probably. And I think it's just so detailed. I like the story it tells. We got two calves surrounding Jacob, which is kind of fun. Arthur Leaf. And another cab down here, so I wouldn't say any of these are my favorite characters, but they're all cool looking cards that I think are worth like a shout out mention. Next on the right here, I think you might be able to spot a theme here. Well, it kind of falls off towards the end, but the top 6 are all seasonal characters, or at least promotional rarity, I think is what they're called, PR rarity. So Summer, Takumi, Hoshida, and Summer, Mikaya. Ephraim doing something cool. I don't know. Sunset Ephraim? Yeah, whatever. But still, all three look really good, and I also love these 3 characters, so that's awesome. Well, Takumi, yeah. I also love these 2 characters. Alencia, Claude, Hector, also 3 promotional characters here. Not too flashy, if we're being honest. None of these cards on this page are really flashy, but it fits because it makes kind of like a nice promotional page. Nothing too special, but also kind of looks like they stand out, you know? This I was kind of running out of space, or running out of ideas for down here, so I just put characters I enjoy that didn't feel like they belonged anywhere else. And these 3 all fit in that bill. I like all 3 of these characters, and they're cooler than, I guess, my other future pages for these and more common cards. Here, we kind of got a batch of 9 characters that, it's kind of difficult to say. They're like all cool looking, but they're all common cards, right? They're like, look at these cards. They're all really cool looking. Very detailed, very colorful, tell a story. You know, this Odin, for example, very, very telling. So all like above average common cards, but not as flashy as the previous R cards, for instance. That's that 9. Get Korn in the center here. Definitely very detailed with that Dragon Blast over there. And here, with the exception of Gregor, I think this one's pretty obvious what this one's about. It's about murderous intent, you know? And rarity cards, so common cards, but all looking to murder you. Besides maybe Gregor. But Gregor looked cool, and I like Gregor, so I put him here. Maybe in the future we'll replace him with someone else here. But yeah, everyone else is looking evil, at least. I don't know if this guy's actually evil. I don't know if she's evil either, but everybody else, I'm pretty certain is evil. Well, Leo's not really evil. But he looks evil, you know? I think that's what matters. I think I figured out who she is. I think she's like Vida or something. Valda. Yeah. I didn't know the last time around, but she came out in Heroes. Alright, next we got kind of a different art style on this page. So we have some blanks. We'll have to fill that up in the future, but they're all kind of like almost comic book style-y, but like not exactly. I mean, like, you definitely see that with Malice, right? Even with Diek over here, or sorry, Ogma, but and Arthur. But everybody else, I mean, they do have a unique style. Benny, Xander, Benny again, Arlen, Xander. Like, you can tell they have a unique style. Not necessarily comic book style, but kind of more like sketchy like. So yeah, this is the unique art style page. Over here, I think this one's kind of obvious as well. All kind of cute, you know, like harmless kind of vibes. Except maybe Percy. I also realized that that's Percy. But everybody else kind of looks like, you know, pretty harmless here. So that's the theme of this page. We did have kind of a wholesome page in the previous one. With like Hector and Seliph, and they all looked happy and stuff. This one's like lower, more common tier cards. Over here, we got, in this page, Girl Boss and dude from Greece. I don't know. I think these two fit well together. Pretty Girl Boss. Clarice as well. Rajat as well. And then we got, you know, Ethlyn, Effie. Kind of just looking a bit more on the peaceful side, but also like they know what they're doing. Corrin looking kind of determined. It kind of felt like it fit nicely. I think that's Deirdre. I always mix her and Julia up. They look kind of similar in these Cipher cards, man. And I don't know who he is still, but he fit in because he looks joyful, you know? Like, look at this card. Like, overall, it just looks like he's peaceful. And so, yeah, mixture of Girl Boss and peacefulness. That's kind of the vibe. Above average art, for sure. Here, more characters. So I think these are all characters I enjoy quite a lot. Probably not my tier 1 of characters that I like the best. Besides Donald, I love Donald a lot, but this card is, even though it's cool in itself, like compared to all the other cards, it's not the most flashy in the world. But, still, puts them nicely in a nice position. These are all characters I enjoy. So, that's essentially this. Leo, I think, is the standout. Everybody else is kind of like brighter colors. His is the most dark, so I put him in the center. He has the most like contrast with everything else, besides maybe like Henry. But Henry obviously isn't as flashy. And same here, actually. It's kind of like the darkest card, Sejuani, in the center here. Still don't know who Sejuani is. Okay, here. Kind of a mix of characters I don't know, or it's like characters that, you know, I don't think too much about in my playthroughs. Like Flavia, Corrin, Tanya, Legion. And I think this is Lithus, the more I thought about it afterwards, but not characters too etched in my brain, but also look pretty cool. Kind of fit together nicely. I think this guy looks the coolest, put him in the center. On the right here, kind of a mix. It's similar to before, but all looking kind of snazzy. Readying their weapons, getting ready to fight, put Selena in the center there. Got some calves around her. All kind of nice, you know? And then there's Guli. And then the last page I've kind of set up here so far has kind of my last characters, you know? You know, I definitely had to put them somewhere, but still, some very likable characters. Marita, Leaf, Gunther. So yeah, all fighters, but not the most flashy cards for sure. And Maria looks pretty happy, so I put her in the center. Why not? Less of a thought process towards the end, I would say, just because I kind of front-loaded the cards, but still, it's cool to have them, and I put them in the binder. And as you can see, like most of these are unsleeved. I'll have to sleeve them in the future. And then we're not exactly done yet. if we go all the way to the end, so that's where most of my cards are, but I'm going to skip to the end. And you can see we got some rare cards and some others. So these are my duplicates, essentially. I got 6 duplicates over the course of all my pullings. 3 rares on the top, all look pretty cool. And 3 commons. And yeah, I just put them at the end because as I fill this up in the future, it makes sense to just keep kind of the duplicates at the end. File them away so that they don't really like affect the other groups. I don't really want to have like 2 duplicates right next to each other. And finally, we have some placeholder cards. So still, I don't really know what they're for, but they look cool, and I put them at the very back. The purpose might be to like set up the card. Then I put these like kind of advertisement cards on the right here. So yeah, that is altogether my binder and my progress so far. After my first trip to Japan. So that is my entire Cipher card collection organized into a binder. And that is going to conclude my entire saga of collecting Fire Emblem Cipher cards in Japan. For now. Certainly there's still more work to be done, what with taking off the price tags, adding sleeves, and just in general filling up the entire binder. But for now, this is going to be it for that Cipher card series from me. And oh boy, that was a long one. Pokemon TCG next.